To Common Sense and Logic. I'm Ronnie.
Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Caesar. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Last we spoke about Charlie Kirk. We're gonna do another round two. A lot has happened, so we'll get into that.
All right, yeah, we're gonna do that. It's been 2 weeks since the pass of Charlie Kirk. Last time, I don't know if you guys seen the video. I was a little hurt about that. You know what I mean? I'm still going through it.
Yeah, we were definitely shocked, and we were just trying to wrap our brains around everything that happened. So we're a little off. Hopefully, we're not that off. Yesterday, we're still affected by the whole situation, but it's gonna be 2 weeks tomorrow to the date. So hopefully we're a little more fluid with our thoughts and our speech.
Yeah, we were a little off last week, but understandably, the event that happened. So yeah, it kind of hit home. You know what I mean? I connected with that guy because of what he does, what he did, his freedom of speech, about God, his beliefs, and leading people to salvation through Jesus Christ.
Not only that this had been the first time in our generation that we had witnessed anything like that. Nobody of that importance had been assassinated for political reasons or ideals, what have you. You know, which is something that that was hard for us to swallow.
Yeah. And we made that video, the last one. It was I think it was about an hour. So we're gonna try to make this a little shorter. I know we know people like short videos, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know where to start, man. There's a lot of things going on right now. This is a huge puzzle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's start with just first. I want to just give my little input. I know you didn't watch it, the memorial service on Sunday, which if you guys haven't had a chance to watch it, please watch it, man. It's very inspiring and very touching and just great. All the great speakers that spoke on behalf of how great of a person Charlie Kirk was. So I just recommend watching it.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to add to it.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't watch it. I seen little clips here and there. I think I am gonna take some time to watch the whole thing. But where should we start, man? I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, let's. Since last week, a lot has happened. The details that we know, they caught the killer, what have you, and they're painting the picture on mainstream media that he was alone. He did it all by himself. You know, he carried out the plan and pre-planned it and what have you. Went through the steps and shot Charlie Kirk. But there's a lot of other. What do you call it? Facts that are coming out that could say otherwise. And we kind of touched on it last week, but we didn't really get too much into it. So I think we're gonna tap into it this week a little more.
Yeah. So well, we mentioned before, this channel here, we're about common sense and logic. It's not about providing people information, right?
Right.
I think that everybody's already aware of that. They get it from the same place we get it from, the social media and the TV and all.
Right.
And the only way that we're gonna have some different information than the audience would be maybe looking up things that other people don't even think that they should be looking for, or
yeah. And I'm guilty of that for sure. I'm guilty of that. I went off of just what I see on social media and what I see on the news. That like I said, I hardly watch news, but now I've been on it since the Charlie Kirk death. So just based on that, but I am guilty of saying that I don't know too much of the other stuff. So we're gonna get into that right now, though.
Yeah, well, but like I said, we're not here to provide any information. We're here to kind of basically give you what you already know, what you've been hearing from these other sources, and maybe using your common sense and logic to see what happened.
Yeah.
Common sense and logic is basically you questioning things, right?
Yes, sir.
Like everything you hear, everything you see, you should question it. If you don't know how to do that, if you haven't been doing that, if you're not doing that, you should, because it'll open your eyes to a lot of things, man.
Yeah, question and critical thinking, trying to, just look at everything and decide for yourself what you believe and what you don't.
Yeah, I mean, we're living in a world full of lies and deception and misinformation and half-truths, and what should we believe? What shouldn't we believe? What direction are we taking? Does this matter? Does it not matter? How does this affect us? All those things. I mean, to me, it doesn't necessarily affect the way I live, but it does, because I mean, why are these events taking place?
Right.
You know, how do we tie these things up to our basic lives?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
How does that affect you? Yeah.
Yeah, like
How does that impact you?
how is that going to impact us, the people, and what changes is it going to bring to us?
Right.
And like I've said it before, whether you like it or not, politics is a huge part of your world. It actually makes your world go round and round. If you don't believe that, then you're completely lost, honestly, because I said this before. We said in a video, right, in one of the first videos. Politics is about what you eat, the gas you use, the clothes, the work, the wages, insurance, health insurance, all that. That's politics, man. You know, and whether we like it or not, we're involved in that. So, with that being said, you know, we're gonna give you guys some pointers, I guess, of the stuff that we've been listening to,
Okay.
and use our common sense and logic to see how we make it fit to that.
Yeah, and then just based on what we say and the details we give you, you guys make up your own mind, but also research it yourself. That way you know exactly all the details and you can make your own decision on it.
Yeah, so let's get started with this, man. One of the first things about the Charlie's assassination, the suspect, I guess the FBI doesn't have it all together because I'm hearing like some weird details, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the details, they're not all, what do you call it? They're not all lining up. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and see what's not lining up and why do you think they're doing it, you know? Why do we think we're doing it? They're doing it.
Yeah. So, you know, a few of the details are saying that this guy came to the college wearing a certain outfit, got up to the roof.
He was wearing shorts when he first arrived. They show him walking on camera, limping, because apparently he had the weapon in his pants. So he had. Well, it didn't make sense because you know that's pretty confusing because he was wearing shorts at the beginning when he's walking up, and then when he's limping, he was wearing pants. So
that's why I don't want to get. Yeah. That's why I don't want to get into too many details about this because you guys already have it. We have it. I tend to kind of like put things black and white just to see if I can make some sense out of it. So that's what I'm saying. The FBI is saying that he was wearing an outfit when he first came into the college.
Which was shorts, right?
Again, I'm not going to those details.
Okay.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
You guys go and search that. You guys could listen to the FBI again, and they're going to tell you whether he's wearing shorts or pants or trousers, whatever.
He was wearing a certain outfit.
He's wearing a certain outfit. Okay, let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's wearing a certain outfit when he approaches the college. Then he goes up to the roof where he's going to take the shot. According to the FBI, he puts on outfit number 2.
Yes.
He takes the shot. Then he takes off. He puts back on outfit number 1. Okay? And the big rifle, look, I don't have any arms. I don't have any weapons. And I'm not too familiar with all these things, right? But I've seen pictures of it. I've heard ex-military guys talking about these weapons and current military guys talking about these weapons, how they break them down, take them apart, and all that. So they're saying that this guy had the weapon with him and supposedly took it apart up in the roof.
Yes.
Put it in his backpack and then climbed down the building, not through the stairway, but through the roof.
Correct.
And then he gets down to the ground level and he takes off. He dumps
the weapon somewhere.
Yeah, he dumps the rifle wrapped in a towel someplace in the bushes. And he takes off, but we're being told a couple of details that just don't fit in with all this stuff.
Okay.
You know, for instance, they're saying that he took the rifle apart on the rooftop.
Right.
And then they're saying that on ground level, when he takes off and he dumps the rifle, that it was assembled. But they're saying that he left the screwdriver up in the top. You guys got a question. So how did he, if he had the rifle disassembled when he came down the roof, the rifle was in his backpack, and then before he dumps it, he had to put it back together because if that's the way they found it, at what point did he put it back together without the screwdriver?
So yeah, if the screwdriver is needed to put it all together, then yeah, you need a screwdriver to assemble it. I'm not familiar with weapons, so I don't know if you could do it without a screwdriver, loosen stuff
Yeah,
out.
a lot of guys that I've heard,
I don't know.
they're saying no,
Okay.
you can't, and that's
So you
that's
need
the
a
reason why he had it up there.
You need a screwdriver.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need some tool to put it together, disassemble the thing.
Got it.
So that doesn't make any sense in my eyes. Common sense and logic. No tool, you can't put it back together and dump it.
Okay.
So, and then they're saying that while he's taking off from the scene, he stops or he's running, walking, I don't know. He's texting his boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the trans dude is, and he's giving him all the details of what he just did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. That's hard for me to swallow because
Some people are stupid. Some people are stupid.
it's very stupid, yes, but geez, man, like that's a far-fetched type of thing to be stupid like that, man. And
I wouldn't doubt it, man. The left is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but
say it, man.
you got a lot of nutcases out there, and they don't think logically, you know.
So that's
So
what
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, almost people brag after they've committed a crime, and they're just dumb, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen a text myself. I heard it from the FBI though.
Yeah.
It's very detailed.
Yeah.
Like, one thing is letting someone know and brag about something that you did. Another is giving them all your details, almost step by step.
Mm-hmm.
But let that one go. I'm just stuck on stupid on the screwdriver and how he was able to put that rifle together.
But do we know for a fact that it was disassembled when he ran off and jumped off the roof?
Well, that's where your common sense and logic goes too,
Yeah.
right? Because with your own eyes, you should question that.
Yeah.
What did we see on that video? Where's the rifle at?
I saw a bag that was about that long. It was like a satchel thing
Oh.
that was like, he picked it up and it was about that. The bag was like that. So I don't know, does the rifle fit in that? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about weapons.
Yeah.
So, but the bag, he picks it up and it did look like it was about that big to me.
Okay.
What I saw.
Yeah. I don't know if you're talking about the same video that.
Yeah, when he's running off the roof and he sets it down, he jumps as he's hanging, he grabs it and he throws it down. You know, that same bag.
It didn't look too big for me, big
Yeah.
enough to put that big rifle because it is a pretty
Yeah, I
big
don't know
rifle.
the size of the rifle. All I know is I'm giving you the size.
Yeah.
What I saw, the shape of the bag was about like that, you know, when he picks it up and just whatever drops it. That's what I saw.
I mean, the guy's pretty tall and skinny.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like someone. Those rifles, I think they're pretty heavy too. So
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
I don't know, man. Like I said.
I'm not gonna go into that. Like I said, I'm stuck on stupid until where if your question is, was it assemble or disassemble?
Yeah, because I wouldn't think. To me, common sense would say he's not gonna disassemble it when he shot somebody. He's gonna just book it out of there. That's
so,
common
but now
sense
you're
to
talking
me.
about a rifle that's probably the size of this table, or even bigger.
That's the thing. I don't know
longer.
the size. I don't know the size of the
So
rifle.
yeah,
I'm not familiar.
No.
with
Look,
Yeah.
I didn't get that question clear.
Yeah.
I could almost guarantee you that that rifle assemble would not fit in that duffel bag or bag
not
or
in,
whatever.
in a bag.
No way, dude.
Gotcha. Okay.
No way. I don't think even a shotgun would fit in there.
Yeah, that I don't
You
know.
know, so
I'm just telling you what I saw.
yeah.
And what I'm thinking.
I-
And personally, I don't think anybody would disassemble anything after shooting something. They just want to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Honestly.
But hey, that's what the FBI is saying, man.
Okay, yeah.
You
So
know.
if the FBI said, I didn't hear it, you heard it. If the FBI said, and I'm sure if you guys heard it, that they're saying that he disassembled it, it just doesn't make common sense would say, why would you disassemble it? You know, you're just trying to get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's common sense for me.
I mean, it's not hard to use your common sense and logic. Whether he took it apart, then how do you put it back together when he was on ground
Right.
level? And if he didn't take it apart, then where in the hell did he put the rifle? Not in that little bag, for sure. So that's it.
Yeah.
You know? So, the other thing is that there's a lot of, questions about why we kept on seeing the same videos, the video clips over and over and over again when there was like, I don't know how many thousands of people, students
Yeah,
out
and
there.
people usually have their phones out.
They did have it, especially when he was out there.
Yeah.
So how come we're not seeing all that?
Why aren't videos from everywhere coming out?
I get it. There's a lot to go and for the FBI to look at and research and all that, but I don't think it would take them that long to do it, especially when we're getting the same video clips over and over and over again. So to me, that's questionable too. Like, why is that? Other things would be like, how come they didn't really they didn't tape up the crime scene where Charlie Kirk was at the table and all that, because you see people walking around there. There's a lot of little stuff that don't seem right to me. But I don't want to get into that because
there's a lot of details.
There's a lot of details, and you guys have to look at all that. I mean, there's certain things that I've seen where I said it in the last video that are questionable to me, not to everybody, to me. And then there's other things that I'm like, just dumb, I guess. Like some people are saying there was a hologram. I don't know about that. I mean, you would have to show me a video of Charlie coming out, doing his thing, tossing caps and all that, and walking around, and then he would have to disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Because that's the only way you would replace him with the hologram, right?
Hologram, correct.
Because you can't have the hologram and him coming in. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And I haven't seen that yet. If I saw it, then maybe I would be like, wow, hey, there's something there. But I don't think it was.
So people are saying that his being there might have been a hologram.
Right.
We're questioning that.
Yeah, that. And then other videos saying that the shot didn't come from that direction. It came from a different direction. There's a lot. There's a lot out there that I've seen that maybe you guys have seen. The point is, man, that look, a good guy got taken out. And I said it before. If they killed him, then he's dead. To us Christian, he's alive. It's a victory because he's with God. But at the eyes of the world, the people that don't really know about God, he's dead. So he was a good guy, and he was spreading good stuff out there.
Absolutely.
And if it's something other than that, some people are calling it a false flag, a fake. Okay, then what's the difference? He's gone, right? Because he can't just reappear again. So he's gone. So we lost him no matter what, is what I'm trying to say. We lost the guy for what? So then you got to get to the next stage of who did it and why they did it and all that. And man, there's just too much on this, man.
Right.
So now they're saying the talking point from a lot of well-known influencers out there. I don't know what you guys call them. I don't want to give out any names. I said I wouldn't say that, but I don't. But but they're saying that Israel has something to do with it. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's like, but why? Why would Israel have anything to do with it? Okay. So I listened to these people, and they're saying that Israel somehow has a...
Meaning that Israel, they're behind his assassination.
Yeah.
Has something to do with it.
They have something to do with it. But my question is, why? Why would they be involved? Mm-hmm. To get more money? I mean, I don't make any sense of that because they get money already.
But you got to explain why would they get more? What do you mean get more money?
Well, they get money for war. They get money for their weapons, technology, and all that, especially from the United States. But who doesn't get money from the United States? Right. My question. I don't go ahead and start questioning why does Guatemala get, because even Guatemala gets money from the United States. What do they get money from that? What does Israel get money for that? What does Ukraine get money from that? Yeah. You have to question everybody if you're going to do that. My point is, if Israel is doing it for money, but they already are getting money, even before Trump. So now they're trying to tie that up too with Trump, that Trump is not doing anything about it, and he's getting used, and he's getting played by Bibi, the Prime Minister of Israel. How does that play out? Because if he is getting played, if Trump is getting played by him but getting money, well, guess what? Biden got played, Obama got played. This person's been getting money from many, many years. Yeah. And again, so has everybody else. So did they have something to do with it? Could it be deeper than that? At least they're not saying that. Mm-hmm. And this is what I hate when I hear those people say things like that, because they don't really give you a background as to why. They just say, oh yeah, Israel was involved. We know because, they got a stronghold on the United States, and they got something, but they don't really
They don't
like
know
give
the
you
detail.
like.
Yeah, they don't tell you.
At least I haven't heard it. I haven't heard anything like that. Like, okay, they're involved, but why? Why is that? You know, like, and why Charlie? Why? How did Charlie fit into this? You know what I mean? What did Charlie know about Israel that they don't want anybody else to know about them? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
You know, so
you're dismissing the fact that Israel was involved.
I'm not dismissing anything because remember, this is common sense and logic. If I start dismissing or staying with things, then I'm giving you my opinion, right? And we don't want to do that. We said from the beginning that this is a channel where we're going to try to use our common sense and logic, and that's what I'm trying to do right now in my head and trying to help you guys out. Like, why would Israel be involved in this? And she said it. All I hear is about money, money, money. But they've been getting money. So, are they going to get more money because of this? Like, I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, well, how would they get money? That's the question.
I mean, they're already getting money. So, it's not how they're going to get money. They already are getting money.
But how are they going to get more money is the question.
Yeah, I mean, do they want more money? Is that why? But it just doesn't make any sense. Why would you kill somebody to get more money? Like, well, and why him? How is he tied up into that? Yeah. If it was for money, because that's what I'm hearing.
For money, that they want more money.
Yeah, they want to keep using the United States, and they say they want to keep using the United States to do whatever Israel wants them to do. Okay, but what is that? You're not saying anything. You know, like, that's what I hate. You know, but that's fine because I use my common sense logic. I'm like, okay, so what is it that Israel doesn't have that they want the United States to give to them besides money? I don't know. Now, if you told me, but I don't see how this ties up with Charlie Kirk but if someone told me, look, man, Israel, they have something, they have a stronghold somehow of the United States, and they're using them to do whatever they want, and my first thing would be like, okay, besides money, why would another country want? The United States, the whole United States, maybe? You know? So if that's the case, then why not infiltrate the United States and start getting their people into government?
Right.
I don't know if they do have them. I'm pretty sure there's some. But if you got a major stronghold in the United States, why not just start putting all your people in there and build your Israeli government in the United States? You know?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. Sorry about that. So I don't know how Israel will be involved. I just don't get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little more, not research, just a little more listening, because I don't spend hours in these things, you know.
Right.
Like I said, I'm grabbing basically the information that everybody else is getting, you know, because it's coming from, you know, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that. So I know a lot of people do the same.
Other than money, I mean, how did Charlie Kirk pose a threat to Israel if they did take him out? If it wasn't for money,
there's nothing much there, dude. There really isn't much there. It's just another thing was that supposedly Charlie Kirk was questioning the Israeli actions of what they're doing with Hamas and you know, the whole Middle East.
Indiscriminate bombing type of stuff, killing innocent people. With that's what he was questioning.
Yeah, he was questioning that.
Okay.
You know, that they're not doing it right, and innocent people are getting killed.
Yeah, but is that enough to take them out? You know, common sense. There's got to be more to it.
I think so.
So you think that was enough to take them out?
No. I'm saying that's common sense and logic that it would have to be more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just someone. Because look, if he was taken out for that reason because he was questioning Bibi from Israel and his actions, he's not the only one doing that.
Right.
Israel's being called out by a lot of people.
By all the left.
So what is going to happen? You're going to start seeing people dropping dead?
Yeah.
I don't think so, man.
Why would they target only Charlie?
Why would, like, so for me, that's I don't think
Common
that,
sense logic tells you no.
no.
Correct. I agree.
So then we move on to
Just based on those facts that we know, I agree. You know.
so then we move on to how about Trump? Maybe he has something to do with it. Well, that's an easy one because Charlie Kirk
Yeah.
kind of built him up, helped him to be where he's at right now.
He definitely helped. Yeah.
Whether Trump likes to admit it or not,
I know he was his biggest advocate too.
he was, and he helped him out a lot. So I don't think that he has anything to do with it.
Yeah, common sense and logic would say no. Why would he take out one that's on his side? And
that's a huge gain for Trump to keep him around,
exactly,
especially with this, all this midterms and new elections are going to be coming up. Charlie had a lot of people on our side already.
Oh yeah, he was converting a lot of people on not only college kids, but just the youth in general and older people too that listen to the videos. He was converting them to the conservative party. Excuse me.
Right. Yeah. So that would be a loss for Trump if he has something to do with it. Yeah. So I agree. Trump is a smart guy. I don't think he would do that. Some people are saying, yeah, because he has something to do with it. Maybe because Charlie was trying to be all spoken about the Epstein files and he didn't like that. And we already talked about the Epstein files.
There's nothing there.
Yes, it's true that now they're not putting them out there. And they said that we're going to do it, and now they're flipping, or they flip-flopped on it already.
Right.
And now they're not putting nothing out there on the Epsteins, and they're saying that there's nothing there. That's questionable. I said it before. It's questionable to a point, because if Trump was on that list, then why wasn't it disclosed or exposed back then when the Democrats
when the Democrats had that list?
Yeah, they had that power too. So it doesn't make any sense. So I really don't see, and I don't want to go too much on that because I just don't see how he would be involved in it.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything there either.
The only way, and this is just for the sake of common sense and logic, okay? I'm not saying that this is that happened. I'm just saying it's a possibility, maybe, because I've heard people say it's a false flag, like I said before, a little earlier. Let's just say that it was. Then maybe you could tie Trump into that. And the FBI that's why they made all these mistakes and mishandle all the information that they were giving, because maybe Trump was trying to protect Charlie Kirk in a sense. And like I said before on the video before this, Charlie Kirk was not the type that was gonna just say, hey, you're threatening me with my life and I'm gonna do whatever you want. I'm gonna go with your flow, with your game plan. Or no, I don't want it, I'm gonna take myself out. He wasn't that type. He would be like, no, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna speak the truth. And that's what he was doing.
That's what he was known for sure.
So on the first video, I quickly said that maybe Day, I don't know who they are, got to Charlie Kirk. They couldn't convince him, so what do bad people usually do? Evil people. They go to the family.
Threaten the family.
So they threaten his wife and kids, and that's the only way that I think a person like Charlie would say, you know what, I have no choice but to take myself out.
You mean fake his death? You gotta make it clear. Yeah.
Fake it.
To fake his death.
Yeah, fake it. And of course, the FBI and Trump and everybody else would have to be in it because it's got to look good, right? Why am I saying this? Because there are questionable things on the videos that I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, there's no blood on the floor. I'm sorry if I question that. I'm sorry. I told you guys, common sense and logic should make you question these things like that. For whatever your reasons are. I know people are going to say, what does that matter, Ryan? Why are you getting on into that, dude?
No.
I don't know, dude. It's just something to talk about. And, maybe it's going to be bigger than that. I don't know. I am a Christian guy after all. And I know that there's some things that are happening now that are lining up to what the prophecies of the Bible. And that's a huge event. And maybe that's the core of it deep inside me, in my heart. It's about all the deception that's going to happen. And it is happening. There's going to take a lot of people that's going to go to hell. I'm sorry. It boils down to that. Read the Bible. There is an afterlife. There is a place where we're all gonna go. There's two places, heaven or hell. Okay, I know some of you don't like listening to that, but maybe that's why I talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I talked about them to myself, and I just wanted to share it with everybody else.
Yeah, just justify it in your brain, try to make sense of it.
Because I'm not looking to be right, and I know you're not looking to be right or wrong, because we're not doing that. That's why we're not giving you our opinions. We're just giving you what we see, and you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this, so we're just trying to line it up. If you guys have any other, directions to go on that follow the common sense and logic, I would love to hear all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know you would too. So
yeah, leave us feedback. Tell us if you guys have any other thoughts. Help us out.
So now we move on to possibility number 3, and that will be the left, the Democrats. And those are the ones that I think that have a lot to gain from this.
Of course.
Whether they threatened him to take himself out or they literally took himself out, what do they gain? Okay, we just told you guys, Charlie was speaking the truth. And he was talking to people right. And he was opening up their mind and getting all that freaking clutter that they had about transgender, about gayism, about lesbians, about not getting married and not having kids, sex before marriage. The left doesn't like any of this stuff.
Right.
They like the dark side. I don't know why they like the dark side. If you notice, they want nothing to do with God. They want nothing to do with the Word of God. They don't want the word God in anything. They want to get rid of it in anywhere, from anywhere possible. So that alone right there, and I mean, I guess on top of that would be that Charlie Kirk was winning a lot of people to the right.
Oh yeah,
for Trump.
No, that's. I think that'd be a big factor.
So that would be, I guess, the number one factor.
I think so. He's converting all these people on the left to the conservative party. So that's a big factor for sure.
Yeah. So, and then it comes to what I was just saying, and then who doesn't like our Second Amendment? Who doesn't like that? The Democrats. They don't want us to have the rights to bear guns, right?
Eventually, yeah, they feel that eventually if they're in power and we don't have weapons to defend ourselves, it'll be easier for them to take over.
And what was Charlie talking about? He was talking about that. Yeah. He's all for our rights to bear arms. So that,
against a tyrannical government, that's the whole thing.
So the Democrats are always, even right now when this happened, what was the first things that they were talking about? Guns. You see what guns do? You see what? And they were kind of basically laughing that he got shot, and how ironic it was that he's for the Second Amendment. So
just going back to that, it's disgusting the way they portrayed themselves. It just shows you that they're evil. They were celebrating his death, and how evil is that?
And we're not talking about this.
That's common sense.
On social media, we're talking about leaders.
Yeah, that's common sense, man. There's morals. If you celebrate somebody's death, no matter what their ideals and beliefs were, how does that make you a good person?
So they have that, and then they don't really like the freedom of speech. Right. We've seen it over and over again.
Unless we agree with them, they don't like what your thoughts are.
Right. So again, what was Charlie doing? Speaking the truth and loving on people. He wasn't acting all chaotic like the way they want people to do. I mean, look after the event.
Yeah.
What did we do? What did we the people on the right do?
There was no rioting, no vandalism, and this is a person very important to the Conservative Party. Nobody rioted, nobody looted, nothing like that.
No asking for violence, no asking for revenge.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing of that.
Nothing.
We did vigils and prayer. That's it.
Love is what we portrayed,
And guess what? Freaking liberals were still making a big freaking chaos out of this. They were going and disrupting vigils and prayers.
Yeah.
That's how evil they get.
Imagine if it was a liberal that was assassinated. You think there wouldn't be rioting and looting and craziness?
But they did that for George Floyd, right? And he was a nobody. I mean, in a sense, he was a person. I get it, but what I'm saying is, he wasn't,
an inspiring person that everybody looks up to. Imagine if it was,
Right. Oh my gosh, dude, the whole city would be burning right now.
Yeah, it's like They answer, the left answers with violence and chaos. The right answers with prayers and love, you know? So it's like, who's right, who's wrong?
So freedom of speech.
Common sense.
Yeah, common sense. Freedom of speech. Charlie gets this for his freedom of speech. And then those are the comments that the left is doing and saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how's that? That right there, if they wanted to be right on anything, they should have been like, you know, that's no way possible. That nobody should be doing that.
This is how funny it is. They cared more about Jimmy Kimmel being canceled. We'll save that one for another episode.
Exactly.
They cared more for Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled than a human being being assassinated, and you guys celebrated his death. The left did. You know, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense at all. That's how freaking lost they are right there, you know, on that side. And I just don't see how people, they still believe everything that comes out of that side. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. So that's why I think that if the left had anything to do with it,
that's the strongest possibility.
I mean, that's a whole rack of possibilities.
That's if we're excluding that there wasn't a lone gunman, you know, that Tyler Robinson is not in it on alone. From those three possibilities, Israel, what do we say, Trump, or the left, who had the most to gain out of it, who had a reason. My conclusion, common sense tells me, is the left. That's if there wasn't just a lone gunman, you know. And even if it was a lone gunman, he was radicalized to the left.
That's what I was going to just say. Yeah, exactly. Because they did have something to do. They, you know, most of these things that happen that way, they're out there all the time spewing violence.
Yeah.
Always. You guys go ahead and YouTube all that. It's right there, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. If you haven't, it's because you're in denial. You do not want to see that. You know, we're not asking you to come on our side. We're not asking you to vote for Trump. We're asking you to do your own research, because you guys are voters, and whoever you vote for, you know, it's gonna do a lot of damage, man.
Yeah.
So unless you don't vote, then keep living your life the way you do. You know, keep spending hours on freaking watching senseless, useless, dumbass videos. You know what I mean? We don't care about that.
Or 10, 30-second clips of Charlie Kirk that just puts them in the wrong light, and you guys believe it without even listening to the full videos, the full context, just basing your opinion off of that. You know, go back to doing that.
And that's what social media is, right? I see these videos, and when I go look and search for the, you know, the extended one, you see a lot more.
It's a whole different,
different thing.
It's in its full context. You know, the entirety. It tells you exactly what he meant, and not just, let me just take 10 seconds and him saying this, but you don't know why he's saying it, you know?
Well, it's almost like some people are saying, you know, the United States needs to cut ties with Israel, right? But like I said earlier, it's been happening for decades, I think, that they've been getting aid from the United States. But why now all of a sudden when Trump is there? And I hope Trump doesn't do it, because I, for one, believing in our God creator, Jesus Christ, and what the Bible says, we need to be on the side of Israel, whether you guys like it or not. You know, we need to. And we're not saying that you have to back up Bibi and the people. We're talking about the land. I'm talking about the land of Israel, because the Bible says the land of Israel. If we don't have that, then, you know, that's going to interfere with God's return, with his coming.
Right.
And for the Christians out there, you might understand this. It's a spiritual battle. You know, the enemy to us Christians means the evil, the devil, the real one. He doesn't want Jerusalem, Israel, the land. He doesn't want it there, because that's where God's going to come and place his kingdom on. So if they destroy that, which they're not going to destroy that, because if you look at history, how many times people have tried to destroy Israel and they haven't been able to.
Yeah, a small country, a small nation, surrounded by all their enemies. They've tried it many times and they haven't succeeded.
It's not going to happen. Even if the United States gives her back to Israel, God is going to protect them anyways. Right. So it's a loss for, in my eyes, my common sense and logic, it's a loss for United States. to stop backing Israel, because God says that whoever helps to protect that land, He's gonna bless that people, that land. And guess what? The United States has been blessed. It's been the number one land, right?
Yeah.
Everybody comes to the United States for a help.
The greatest nation,
nation
in the history of mankind.
Yeah. So if they turn their back, which I know that, the Democrats haven't done it either, but now it's almost more like it looks like they would, and that's going to turn their back on Israel and not give them aid anymore and go against them, and that's going to just destroy. Israel is not going to get destroyed. They might not get the money from here, the weapons, but then again, the way the Bible speaks, they probably won't even need any weapons because God is going to take care of all that. He did it before. If you look at the Bible, where He drowned the whole, I think it was Egypt that was coming after them, and He parted the seas, let all of them go through, and then caught the people that were going after Israel, after Moses and them, caught them in the middle of the ocean, flooded the whole thing and destroyed them all. So He's going to do it again. So I don't care about that. I care because if they keep helping them, then we're good right here in the United States. God sees that. God is faithful and He is fair, and He's going to see that we care about His land. You know what I mean? Some people break it down as the people of Israel. I think that's somewhat true, but I think the way I read the Bible, it has more to do with the land, because that's where He's going to come and establish everything, not with the people, because as we all know, there's a lot of people from Israel that don't believe in the same Messiah, Jesus Christ, that we believe in. You know what I mean? In history, in the beginning, that's what happened the way it did when Jesus Christ got crucified, because the Jewish people didn't believe that man Jesus Christ was the Messiah.
Yeah, they're the ones that had a crucified.
Those are the ones that did the evil to begin with. Not that God didn't, that was already a plan of God, but the way it plays out, that has something to do with it. So again, for the Christian people, for the people that don't believe in Jesus Christ, then my suggestion would be like, just try Him out, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, ask Him to come into your life and just show Himself to you guys and see how He could change your life. Go to church, pick up a Bible, say a small prayer. And I know people believe in God, because when chaos breaks, what's the first thing they do?
They pray.
They pray. They call on God. So even atheists do that. They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. When they're dying, when something's happening, they go up to God, and that's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, they should do that. Everybody should do that. So yeah, I mean, for the people that are saying that Trump shouldn't do anything else with Israel and not to do whatever they're asking to do, I don't know how much they're asking of him to do, but if he's backing them up in a sense where he's giving them aid, then everybody, money-wise, or food, everybody else gets it, so why not them?
Right.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, they're still giving it to everybody, so why not continue giving it?
And I forgot to mention, look, going back to the possibility of who assassinated Charlie, going back to the left, the Democrats, they want, how do I say this? They want Islam here. I'll just say it flat out.
Yeah.
Because they know who they are.
Yeah.
They want those people here. The same people that hate Israel.
Yeah.
And who do you see taking over the United States? Islam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Free Palestine and everything, yeah.
So, if anything, they have something to gain from all this too. The left is letting.
They want to destroy everything the USA stands for. They want to get rid of everything,
And they're already running the government.
They want to
There's a lot of them in our government.
They want to get rid of how the U.S. became. They want us to forget all the history of the U.S., and they just want to create their own.
And the Democrats
world.
Are for that.
Yeah, they're for that. The far left.
How come we're not hearing that they probably got brainwashed into doing something like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we told you guys this is a huge puzzle, and here we are. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Yeah, we haven't. There's a lot of details. Like I said, we're gonna keep it short today. Just wanted to throw some ideas as far as the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and to use your common sense, research it, use your common sense and logic, and try to decide for yourself what do you believe, what is your common sense and logic telling you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do a lot of research. All I'm asking and I'm saying, ask questions.
Right.
Use your common sense and logic and ask questions as to why you see things, why you hear them, and why it happens the way it does on TV and social media.
Question things, man. Exactly.
And we said it before, this is not about giving you guys information that you're already getting. That's why we try not to repeat the same thing that you guys see out there on social media and other channels. And we say things ahead of time just to show you guys that we're using our common sense, not to show you guys that we know better or we know more details or something.
Oh yeah, not
at
all.
We just don't want to repeat things that we already saw in other people's channel.
The obvious, like you repeat the obvious or what's already been. Set out
So
there.
yeah, we're gonna get questioned, or dislikes of what we're saying right now on this one, the possibilities of what could have happened or didn't happen or did happen. But I mean, this is a big rabbit hole.
Yeah.
This is a huge one. And I mean, I've been called stupid. Look, I've been called stupid on 9/11 because I was one of the guys that didn't go for that. I didn't never believe that there were planes actually involved in that. And you guys bring it up if you want. Me and you were talking about this before we actually got into recording this. And I don't know where you're at with that totally, but I questioned that. Sandy Hook, I don't know how many of you guys remember that, the shooting, the elementary school shooting. That was a false flag too. And one of the key points on that was that they had the superintendent of the school come out with the blueprints of the school and him himself, and you guys probably won't even find those videos anymore. You question that, why is that you won't find it? He said that for a year that school was never been in use. So why were those kids there? That's just, little things, right? There's a lot more obviously to all this. The Boston, Massachusetts bombing, marathon bombing, same thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of misinformation right there too. I forgot what it's called. I think it was in Charlotte, Carolina, where that car came and he ran over all kinds of people. I forgot the event. There's a lot of there's a lot of things out there.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to look at,
And the last one, COVID.
We
there
talked
were
about
the
that
few
already.
that we're like, nope, we're not going for that.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Look what happened, right?
The truth came
The
out.
truth is coming out. There's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
coming out
people that
still.
still follow and they fall victim to it.
They're still wearing masks out there.
But
Keep your distance.
question things like that, and your common sense will take you long ways to the truth.
Yeah, all we ask is you question things and use your common sense, man.
I'll leave you one last one before we go. One last one.
Yeah.
Common sense and logic. For example, we're gonna talk about this in someplace down the road. Like this whole creation, Earth, humans, birds, cats, dogs. Your common sense, when you question it, how do we come about? Are you serious? The Big Bang Theory? Bacteria? Evolution of 100 million thousands, I don't know how many years? Common sense and logic. One God created all this, but we'll get into that. But your common sense, question that. How do we come about? Look at yourself in the mirror and try to explain that. How out of nothing you just came, to be.
Think about that. We'll leave you with that, man. And give us your thoughts, feedbacks. Keep giving us likes. Appreciate everybody. New people that just tuned in, subscribe to our channel. Appreciate it.
Yes, and share it with someone else, man. And we're still looking for those comments to give us different point of views and or maybe subjects to talk about, something you're having doubt with, and maybe we could line it up to the common sense and logic. Remember, common sense and logic is not mine, it's not his, it's everybody's, because what? God is the one that created us with that, and we all have it. which is
We all have
don't
that
use it.
gift. We all have the gift, man. We have the ability to use it. If you don't use it, you're just wasting it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you should say it.
That's your little tagline. I'll let you say it.
Common sense and logic. If you have it, use it.
If you don't, come on back.
Come on back.
We'll help you with it.
That's right. Thanks, you too.
He says it good. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that.
Love you guys, man.
Thank you too. We'll catch
bless
you on
you.
the next one, man. You can see we're smiling a little more.
Yeah.
2 weeks, everything passes, but he's never forgotten, man.
That's right.
Charlie Kirk will always be remembered.
He lives on. One way or another,
Oh, yeah,
he
man,
lives
they
on.
just made him stronger.
That's right.
They martyred him. So
I am Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, man.
Follow
All right.
Follow the truth.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.